I'm Bruce Funk. I'm from Emery County, Utah, a small rural community of Clawson. I'm a Republican. I have been elected county clerk in Emery County for 23 years. The vote, I think that's the individual thing that makes this country. And throughout my whole career, that was the thing that I oversaw and was most important. Well, we went through the acceptance and testing, and I found that I had 8 machines which had low backup memory. And I'm thinking, well, what does this mean? Diebold's responses, I haven't received any from the people I've talked to. I know at this time that the election official for the state of Utah has no election experience. As an election official, I thought it was my duty to assure the integrity of elections. And I'm looking at a situation that I didn't know what it meant.
So we came in and took a look at these machines and found what was later reported in the New York Times as the nuclear bomb of security flaws for electronic voting machines.
A new study finds hackers can easily tamper with electronic voting machines by installing a virus to disable machines and change vote totals.
They were shocked at what they found. It was the most severe security problem they had ever seen.
Since then, we have seen one test after another showing these systems can be hacked with a virus in 60 seconds, which can be passed from machine to machine, flip an entire election, and no one will ever see it.
At Princeton University, Professor Edward Felton shows us how to hack a Diebold voting machine.
The voting machine virus is on this memory card.
The machines all use the same key to unlock them, a very low-tech number commonly used for luggage or desk furniture.
Anyone who can get the door open and stick in a memory card can insert a virus or do whatever they like.
The Princeton group only studied one type of machine. That model will be used in 357 counties across the country by 10% of the voters in November.
Anytime you find a problem in a machine that's manufactured that's used in thousands and thousands of locations, counting millions of votes, it's not an issue with Emery County, Utah. This is an issue of national security.
This only happened because a guy like Bruce Funk said, I'd like to know what we're using, come on in and give them a look.
It could change the outcome of every election. Whoever was in power could stay in power and manipulate the elections, whether on a local level, state level, or a national level.
The lawyers for Diebold were flown to Emery County, where they had a meeting behind closed doors, and when Bruce Funk, an elected official, showed up for work the next day, he was locked out of his office.
They did not want to know what was in those machines. They were not interested. They were strictly there to get rid of me. The commission chairman came by my office. I said, I'm not going to resign. I said, I believe I need to be here and document exactly what Diebold does to those machines. And he told me, he says, that's not going to happen.
It was treated as a national security issue by the top scientists in the U.S. It made the New York Times, the Washington Post, Newsweek, CNN, but Bruce Funk lost his job. How do you have a private corporation come in and exercise any kind of control over an elected official? Basically what that means is you had a private corporation saying the will of the people doesn't count in Emery County, Utah. You elected him, we say he's out, so he's out.
This has not been easy. It has been very hurtful. I have lost a lot of good friends, but down in my heart I know it's right, and we have to fight this battle, and we don't stop for a moment.
Nobody had his back, but what he did actually could have saved us from an even bigger meltdown in 2006 had they not solved that problem. It was so bad that states pulled the machines off the shelves and issued emergency security fixes at the last minute before the primary election in 2006.
I can't think of anything more important to do with my life than to try and save our democracy, because the vote is the very core of that democracy. If our vote doesn't count, how can we call this democracy?